let me actually introduce myself. I am Professor Fuad Ahmed Khan Niazi. I am the General Secretary, OSP Federal. And we at OSP Federal, we're actually glad to have you all here tonight at the inaugural ceremony of the 24th Annual Islamabad Congress of Ophthalmology and the second Pakistan Oculoplastic Association meeting. So before we actually proceed with the ceremony, I would like the guests to take their seats on the stage. So I'll just call them to the stage one by one. First of all, Brigadier Professor Amir Yaqub Saab, President, OSP Federal. Secondly, President, Pakistan Oculoplastic Association, Professor Ibrar Hussain. Do we have Professor Ibrar Hussain here? I don't think we have him yet. So, Professor Abdul Qayyum, he is the President, OSP Center. So, can you please come and take your seat? General Kamal Akbar Saab, the Patron, OSP Federal. Better hold his hand. Hold his arm. Hold. And last but not least, chief guest of tonight's ceremony, one and only General Mazhar Ishaq Saab. Sir. So I would request Dr. Mahmood from Al-Shifa Eye Trust to please come to the dais for a recitation from the Holy Quran.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لقد خلقنا الإنسان في كبد أيحسب أن لن يقدر عليه أحد يقول أهلكت مالا لبدا أيحسب أن لم يره أحد ألم نجعل له عينين ولسانا وشفتين وهديناه النجدين. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful, we have certainly created man into hardship. Does he think that never will anyone overcome him? He says, I have spent wealth in abundance. Does he think that no one has seen him? Have we not made for him 2 eyes, a tongue, and 2 lips, and have shown him the 2 ways? Sadaqallahul Azim.
Jazakallah, Dr. Mahmood. And I would request all to rise for the national anthem. I would request President OSP Federal Brigadier Professor Amir Yaqub Saab for his opening remarks.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Respected Patron Lieutenant General Kamal Akbar, President Center Professor Abdul Qayyum, and our Chief Guest Major General Mazhar Ishaq. I welcome all the esteemed speakers and delegates to this 24th Annual Congress of Ophthalmology to the serene and tranquil environs of Bhurban. I feel that our minds are scientifically most receptive when we are in a calm and peaceful environment. And since we started holding this event here in 2004, the conference has become one of the most sought after meetings in ophthalmology. I think the lecture that we heard in the plenary session by Rahman Siddiqui on artificial intelligence tells us that our specialty is keeping pace with the technology, and both are going to improve the healthcare that we provide. We have tried to formulate a program that suits all subspecialties and to all levels of specialists. It is our endeavor to keep improving the standards of papers that are presented in the conference. Our Chairman, Scientific Committee, Dr. Amir Awan, will brief you and highlight the process through which we select these papers to reduce bias. I hope all participants shall take this opportunity to enrich their knowledge as well as to enjoy the breathtaking views of the mountains. I'd like to mention here that we are planning next year to take this conference truly international and take it abroad. So keep your tabs open and wait for our next announcement. In the end, I'd like to thank everyone, thank all the participants and the speakers who have taken their time out of their busy schedules to come here and attend the conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I would request President Center, Professor Abdul Qayyum Saab, to please come for his remarks.
Respected Chief Guest, Mazhar Ishaq Saab, Guest of Honor, Retired General Kamal Akbar Saab, President OSP Federal, Secretary OSP Federal, distinguishing guests and delegates. I deemed my genuine pleasure to address this august gathering and honored to welcome you all at 24th Annual Islamabad Conference of Ophthalmology and Second Pakistan Oculoplastic Association meeting at this beautiful, pleasant evening. The Ophthalmological Society was established 65 years back in the historic city of Lahore with the mission to promote professional skills and to encourage research, meaningful research among the members, and to provide the eye care health facilities to the public. We are blessed with a vibrating society led by the committed, competent, and dedicated leaders. Alhamdulillah, we have more than 10 subspecialty associations. Instead, many are under consideration. Though the standards set by my predecessor, Mazhar Ishaq Saab and his team, are very high, but with their advice and support, I am trying my best to steer up the OSP smoothly and efficiently. There are many challenges, but I think the issues which demand the special attention are to support and further strengthening of the ORIF for promoting the culture of the meaningful research and standardization of the education, to enhance the representation and relationship of the OSP with the international societies, and to support for the PGO that it should be possible to achieve the international recognition. And finally, the tackling of the financial issues of the OSP regarding registration with SECP and FBR. OSP Federal has made an excellent arrangement to hold this conference, and the Pakistan Oculoplastic Association arranged nice scientific programs. Surely all the participants have an opportunity to exchange the knowledge, technical experience and research. I congratulate organizers for holding such a mega scientific event at the pleasant venue of the Bhurban, Pakistan. Zindabad, OSP, Paindabad.
Thank you, sir. I don't think we have President Pakistan Oculoplastic Association today. I would request now Dr. Amir to please, he's the chairman scientific committee, to brief the audience about the scientific sessions.
Respected guest of honors and distinguished delegates, good evening and assalamu alaikum. I would like to welcome you all on behalf of Scientific Committee, and we have tried our best to create a program, a scientific program that will educate and refresh your clinical knowledge. We have tried our best to make it as much as unbiased as possible. So we had received a lot of abstract this time. We made a scientific committee including all major subspecialties, and we judged the papers which were sent to us by masking. So we tried our utmost best to select the best papers. And so this conference program includes panel discussions, instructional courses, and papers. We tried our best to provide an updated clinical knowledge for all, not only for subspecialties as well as for general ophthalmologists. So wish you all the best, and God bless you all, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Amir. I would request the patron general Mustafa Kamal Akbar Saab to please enrich us with your thoughts.
I'm very pleased to see the standards of the papers, especially on artificial intelligence. And I was just wondering whether we start subdividing at a much earlier stage in MBBS. As somebody who's going to be a dermatologist or an ophthalmologist does not need to study the anatomy of the talus. So reducing the anatomy to a much lesser level, and physiology also to a slightly less level, and when you specialize, then you go into much greater detail. And I foresee that artificial intelligence is not going to replace the clinical sense, but it will be a help to all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Our chief guest for today, General Murree Saak, he actually needs no introduction. He is the senior counselor at the College of Physicians and Surgeons, Pakistan. He is the immediate past president, OSP Center, former president, OSP Federal, former head of the eye department at the Army Medical College, and commandant AFIO. Sir, could you please come over and enlighten us with your remarks, sir?
General Kamal Akbar, Brigadier Amir, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. First of all, I think so. It's on the very onset, I must congratulate the whole organizing committee, including Fawad, Amir, and and two armies, I would say. One army sitting here and the other army there, and one unknown person, which is known as by name of Shadad, who keeps on looking after the OSP in such a way that we must give him a good clap for whatever he has done for this. One thing I would like to touch upon, along with all the whatever we have been doing, is that being in the part of CPSP, I just want to give you an insight that what we are seeing. We are seeing the number of ophthalmologists coming in for post-graduation studies are less. And this may come as an eye-opener for everybody. Initially, ophthalmology used to be one of the four big components of in CPSP. But now our numbers are dwindling. It's reducing. So, what is the cause? Whether is it the lack of mentorship, or whether movement of the subject of ophthalmology from final year to fourth year, or is it that it has been taken up by the students as a very difficult subject? But this is one, I think so, because most of us are teachers, whether they are teaching in undergraduate or postgraduate level, that we need to look into this thing, that why the number of postgraduate students coming in ophthalmology are reducing at the level of College of Physicians and Surgeons. The other aspect is, in this aspect which we would like that OSP and College of Physicians, that training purposes should go hand in hand. And there are a lot of common things which we have to do for our training purposes, like can the OSP help us in running workshops on different basic procedures as it has been done in other international societies, and we can help in developing educational programs. In that essence, we have started off doing work-based assessment plans, which are going to be worked in OSP also, so that which will help in the future running. These are the few things which have come into my mind, which I think so we have to look into and make sure that whatever we along with the education material which is good for us, we should make it possible that it should be helpful for our future generations also. And in that aspect, as the President OSP, Dr. Qiyum has rightly said, that research is one of the most important aspect which we at the moment are lacking in OSP. And I think so, with all our efforts, if we all get together and try to improve upon this thing, that our research level should improve. And in that respect, for the last couple of years, we have started out the undergraduate and post-graduation competition, which is really a remarkable thing, so that there's an interest in our younger generations to come up with these papers. Along with that, another aspect is coming up, that the young ophthalmologists, we have given them, as in the international, we are going to think of making them as a group, so that they can come up and as a group come up and make themselves proud that they are part and parcel of this whole group. With this, thank you very much for your kind listening. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, please don't go too far. If you could come to the front of the stage, there's going to be some shields distribution. And before the shield distribution ceremony, just a small announcement. Please, all the delegates, don't leave the hall after the conclusion of the ceremony without receiving your invitation to the patrons' dinner tonight. Thank you. Sir, so, first of all, I would request the chief guest to present the shield to President OSP Center, Dr. Abdul Qayyum. कोई भी ले आओ. I would request Brigadier Ahmed to receive the President POA's shield on his behalf. Professor Ibrar Hussain. Again? Okay, Professor Ibrar Hussain, if he's here, can you please? Okay. Now I would request Chairman Scientific Committee, Dr. Amir Awan, to please come over to receive your shield. So there's another person who's been working behind the scenes. He's the CEO of the event management company running this show, Mr. Masood from Grace Evento. So, so we have a shield for the GM PC Bhurban for their continuous support and help during, I don't know if someone from the Pearl continent, Abajanji. So we have the managing director of the banquet. Yes, so he's here to receive the shield on the GM's behalf. So I'm going to recluse myself for a second to receive my shield. Now the President, OSP Federal, Brigadier Amir Yaqub, it's his show. So we have a shield for our worthy patron, General Muswa Kamal Akbar Sahab. Lastly, I would request the President OSP Federal and President OSP Center to please give the shield away to the Chief Guest. Thank you very much, sir. So before we conclude the ceremony, I would like to thank all the speakers taking part in this Congress, especially Dr. Hashmi, who's coming from all the way from UAE. I don't know if he's reached so far or not, but he's on the way. All the esteemed delegates for taking out the time and to, come over all the way to Bhurban to attend the Congress. The organizing committee of the Congress, the PC management, the event managers obviously, and last but not least, every one of our sponsors without whom this show would not have been possible. And then these little fellows here, the coordinators who've been so very helpful, in trying to smoothen the things out, take away the wrinkles out of the whole thing. So thank you very much, delegates. Please don't forget to receive your cards. So there's going to be a group photo. Masood? Professor Wajid, Naeem Kadir Sahab, Abdul Muqeed Sahab.